Hi. So in the previous video, we learned about Bayes' theorem. What we learned fundamentally is that it is nothing but a formula that helps us update possibilities based on prior knowledge and in the light of new evidence. Now, let's try to think of an example. Say you go to your room, say you go to your house, and on the dining table, there's a box. Now, this box could either have, say, cake or it could have spinach. What is the possibility of each? Cake and spinach. Perhaps 50-50%. But now, this is your existing probabilities, right? Or your prior knowledge based on which you decided that the likelihood is perhaps 50-50%. But let's say I give you a new information, and the new information is that it's your birthday. If it is your birthday, does the probability changes? Does the probability of cake inside the box increases? Well, that's exactly, the new probability is exactly what Bayes' theorem helps to tell you. Well, last time we did it on a very fundamental level. I kept doing the charts. This time, let's do it using the standard Bayes' theorem formula. So what is it? Well, this is the formula that I'm going to show you right now. So before using the formula, we need to know some of the parts components of the formula. It is given by PA by B is equal to probability of B when A is true multiplied by probability of event A divided by probability of event B. What is all of this? Well, don't be scared. It's pretty simple. Let's try to understand. So probability of A means probability of event A. Okay, this is all part of existing prior information. Say there is an event A, something that is going to happen. What is the probability of A happening is given by probability of event A. We'll do an example right shortly and you will understand all of this clearly. What is P by B? What is PB? P is nothing but probability. B is a shorthand for an event. I cannot write probability of cake in the box, right, repeatedly. This is just a shorthand. What is the probability of event B? If I correlate it with my previous example, what is the probability of, say, cake? What is the probability of spinach? Which was nothing but 50-50%. Now, what is PA by B? What is the probability of A when event B happens? So what is the probability of A happening when B is true or when B happens? Okay, because all of these are conditional. And similarly, what is the probability of event B happening when event A happens? Okay, or true. Let's do an example and all of this will be crystal clear to you. Alright, here's the question that is from your standard NCERT textbook, and let's read the questions. There are 3 boxes, each having true drawers. Box 1 contains 2 gold coins. Box 2 contains 1 gold coin and 1 silver coin. And box 3 contains 2 silver coins. Okay. Now, a box is chosen at random. And if a gold coin is found, what is the probability that the other drawer also contains a gold coin? Okay, let's just do it step by step so that it becomes simple to understand. Okay, so basically, first of all, one has to pick a box, right? First of all, you have to draw a box. That is the first basic thing that you will do. So what is the probability that box 1 is chosen? Well, there are 3 boxes, right? And the person who is opening the boxes, it could be anything, right? They could open first box, they could open second box, they could open the third box, right? So the probability of choosing box 1 is perhaps 1 by 3, right? Because they can pick any box out of those 3 choices. 3 are the total choices, right? And they are picking one box at a time. Okay? So what is the probability of box 2 being chosen? Again, 1 by 3. And for similar reasons, what is the probability of box 3rd being chosen? Again, 1 by 3. You would often see that, let's just keep the question. So you would often see that the formulas include E1, E2, E3. What is that? So it's nothing but, let's name this probability. Let's say the event of choosing box 1 is E1. Let the event of choosing box 2 be E2. Right? And let the event of choosing box 3 be E3. Okay? Now, we all know that probability of choosing E1 is equal to probability of choosing E2 is equal to probability of choosing E3, which is probability of choosing box 1 or box 2 or box 3 is identical, hence 1 by 3. Okay, now let us try to understand. Okay, now what is the next thing that happens? The next thing that happens is that one coin is drawn and that coin is gold. Okay, one coin is drawn and the coin is gold. Okay, so let us go back to the formula that we had just learned. The formula was P A by B is equal to P B by A into B by A divided by probability of B. What is this here? What we essentially want to understand is this. What is the question asking? If the gold coin is found, what is the probability that the other drawer is also contains a gold coin? Which box has both? So already the box is open and one gold coin has already been drawn. What is the probability that the other coin is also gold? In which box? Which box has both the coins as gold? Box 1, right? It is box 1 that we are talking about. So essentially the question is asking that what is the probability that box 1 was chosen? Okay, so let's do it like this. Let A be the event. Let A be the event that when the coin is drawn is gold. Okay, since the first coin that has been drawn is gold, so PA by E1 is nothing but what is the probability that the gold coin is picked when the box is first? Like what is the probability that a gold coin is picked up, because A is nothing but the event that a coin is that the coin that is drawn is gold, right? So let's see here. You understand that A is nothing but the event that when the coin is drawn is gold, right? So what is the probability that when the coin that is drawn is gold is picked when the box is first, when even was the first box, right? The event of opening the first box. This is nothing but how many gold coins are there in box 1? 2, right? 2 divided by what are the total number of possibilities of picking gold coins from drawer 1? Again 2, right? Because there are how many coins are there in box 1? 2. How many of them are gold? Both of them, right? So 2 by 2 is equal to 1, right? So the probability is 100% that if that coin has been picked from box 1, then there's a 100% probability that the second coin is also gold. Let's try the second scenario. What if that the gold coin that was picked is from the second drawer? Well, you know that the second box, we know that the second box has one gold coin and one silver coin. So what does it look like? How many coins does the second box have? 2. But how many of them are gold? Only 1. So this makes the probability 1 by 2. And finally, what is the probability? What if the gold coin was picked from the third box? Well, the third box, let's go back to the question. How many coins does the third box have? 2 coins. Does it have gold coin? No, it only has silver coins. So the total number of coins are 2. However, how many gold coins are there? 0. So it is impossible that the coin might have been picked from box 3, because there are absolutely no gold coins in box 3. So the probability here is 0. Well, you have gotten that. Now, essentially, what is the question asking you? Let's go back, because you can just simply say that box 1 has both the gold coins, so maybe it is just box 1, right? But that is not what the question is asking you. The question is asking you, a box is chosen at random and that probability is 1 by 3, which you already established. One drawer is opened. If the gold coin is found, basically it could be box 1 or it could be box 2, right? It can be box 1 or it can be box 2 because the gold coin is found. It cannot be box 3 because box 3 does not have gold coins. What is the probability that the other drawer also contains a gold coin? Which is nothing but what is the probability that the gold coin which was picked was from the first box, right? Because if the other coin is also gold, that means it has been picked from the first box only. So what is the question asking you? The question is asking you this thing. What is the probability that the other coin is gold? Which means nothing but what is the probability that the gold coin comes from which box? Box 1. What is the probability? Which is nothing but what is the probability that the gold coin comes from box 1? Which, if you write it mathematically, what you're trying to say is what is the probability of X happening when Y is true, right? We just learned what is the probability of, say, okay, A we have already taken. What is the probability that X happens when Y is true? What is X here? What happens? That box 1 happens, right? When what is true? That it's a gold coin. We already had terms for it, right? What was the term? What was the probability of box 1? What is the event of choosing box 1? E1, right? We denoted with E1. And what is the probability of choosing a gold coin? What was the probability that the gold coin is chosen? PA. So essentially what we are asking, probability of E1 by A. That is being asked, right? Just see the terms. Now let's use the formula to gather the answer. Okay. Now you are being asked that what is the probability that the box is first box when the gold coin is chosen? It is nothing but P A by E1, that into P by E1, and again the total possibilities. What does this formula mean? What is the probability that first box is chosen when already a coin, gold coin has been picked from it, has been chosen, right? So nothing but what is the probability that the second coin also comes from first bag when already one coin has been picked from first bag is equal to what is the probability that a gold coin was chosen from the first bag that we already established, which is nothing but 1 by 2, right? Sorry, 2 by 2, 1. If the first gold coin has been picked from the first bag, that means the probability is 1, right? Multiplied by what is the probability of selecting the first bag, that is 1 by 3, right? Selecting a drawer, opening a drawer, the chance of opening any drawer is already 1 by 3. Multiplied by the total possibilities, which makes it PA by E1 into PE1 plus probability of A by E2 into P by E2 plus PA by E3 into probability of E3. Let's solve this. Okay. What is the probability of picking a gold coin from the first bag when it is the first bag? If it is the first bag, you know that the first bag has both the coins as gold. We already calculated it. It is 1, 2 by 2, right? We just calculated it. It is 2 by 2 because if the first bag has 2 coins, both the coins are gold. So it's a guaranteed that if a gold coin has been picked from the first drawer, the probability of that coin being gold is nothing but 100%. Into multiplied by what is the probability of opening a drawer? For any drawer, it's 1 by 3 divided by, again, same thing, 1 into 1 by 3 plus what is the probability of picking the coin from the second bag? If you remember, the second bag has 1 gold coin and 1 silver coin. The probability of picking a gold coin is nothing but 1 by 2. There's a half chance, right? You could either pick a gold coin or a silver coin. Multiplied by what is the probability of picking the second bag? It's again 1 by 3 only. Picking any box, the probability is 1 by 3. Multiplied by what is the probability of A by E3? That picking a gold coin from the third bag. What is the probability of picking a gold coin from the third bag? 0, because third bag does not have any gold coins. Multiplied by probability of E3, which is nothing but again 1 by 3. This gives you 1 by 3 divided by 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6 plus 0, which you solve it gives you 2 by 3. Hence you have applied the base theorem formula.